I was gonna title this video Zoe's Survival Guide for the Apocalypse, but then I realized we shouldn't go into 2020 manifesting that energy. Today I have some tips for your 3 pillars of health: your attractive health, your physical health, and your mental health, to keep you happy, healthy, balanced. So section 1 is called attractive health because in part 1 we're trying to look attractive, and in part 2 we're trying not to attract the COVID. So part 1 is get dressed every day. Getting dressed every day helps create a separation between your at-home life and your work life. So for me, I go to school and sleep and do everything in this bedroom right here. So the only way I can create a separation, since I don't have a separation of space, is to change outfits. So I actually do 4 costume changes a day. I have 3 outfits. So I wake up, obviously, in my pajamas in my bed. And then I get out of bed and I put on my daily outfit. So what I'm gonna wear for that day. And then usually around 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I change into my evening loungewear because that's when I have finished my schooling, I finished my tasks, I'm ready to get out of my tight fitting jeans and put on some sweatpants, for example, and I'm just ready to relax, but I'm not ready yet to go to bed, so that's why I don't put on my pajamas. And then when it's time for bed, I put on my pajamas. That completes quick change number 4, and I go to bed. So I have a very clear separation between when it's sleeping time, when it's working time, and when it's evening lounging time, just based on my outfit. Also, getting dressed every day will boost your mental health because you know you will look cute. Part 2 is proper mask protocol. So, as we know, we all need to be wearing a mask at this time. If you don't want to create copious amounts of waste with the disposable blue mask, you can opt for a fabric mask. And I really enjoy cloth masks because I am worried about my waist. However, regardless, you need to change your mask at least once a day. I try to change it every time I go out, which is why I like the cloth mask because it doesn't feel as wasteful. Your disposable masks have to go straight into the trash. You can actually reuse the nose wire for your fabric mask or as a bread tie, because technically it's a bread tie. You just pop it out. And I know we've probably all seen the trend of cutting your masks, like the end parts, so that they don't wrap around animals. But my mom also saw a video of people who take the masks out of the trash that aren't cut and they iron them and then they resell them. So they're already used masks. I don't know where she saw that video, but also cut up your mask so that that doesn't happen. And if you're using a cloth mask, you just grab that by the little ear parts and just take it straight to the washer. Now that is all pretty self-explanatory, but here is the pet peeve of mask wearing. When you're wearing a mask, you wear it like this. You're talking to somebody else, and all the germs go on the outside. So when you take your mask off, you do not want to touch out there because that's where all the germs are. And I'm always telling this to my family, and my mom thought I meant don't touch in here because she's like, oh, I'm spitting and all the spit is going in here. But that does not matter because that's your own spit. Like, you're spitting on yourself all the time. So feel free to touch the inside as much as you want. But the outside, that is where all the COVID is. So do not touch the outside of your mask. If you're wearing it like this and you're ready to take it straight to the washer, I would just say grab it by the ear loops and just drop it in the washer. My other tip for if you're taking it down, if you're trying to do one of these, or drink out of your straw, I suggest that you grab it by the nose wire. This is what I do. I grab it by the nose wire and I pull it down because that allows me to grasp it really well, but without grabbing too much surface area. Because if you go like this and then you grab your straw and and then put it in your mouth, you defeated the purpose of a mask. You just put the COVID everywhere that it's not supposed to be. So don't touch the outside of your mask. That's where the COVID is! Section 2, physical health. Section 1 of physical health is all the things that go without saying. So obviously you should be eating your veggies. Veggies are very important. I know me personally, I love carbs, pasta, bread, all of that good stuff. I could eat on that and just survive. And I do accidentally. So I have to be very conscious of making sure that I'm getting especially my leafy greens. I'm pretty good with fruit, but leafy greens are an important part of your diet. My favorite leafy green is spinach because it doesn't have too much of a bitter flavor. I'm really sensitive to the greens where they taste so bitter. And so spinach, I can throw it in a smoothie, or I can just put it in some soup, and it's just kind of there, and you just, and you eat it, and you feel really great, but it doesn't taste bad. So that's a great way to get in your veggies. I've also found that growing a couple things has got me really excited about eating veggies. I started a mini microgreen garden. It's really small because I've never had microgreens. I just saw them on the internet and I was like, I'm gonna try that. But it is super exciting to be growing something and excited to eat it, and it just helps you get more invested in a good diet. Next tip in this section is drinking water. Drinking water is so important. I'm sure we all know it. We all hear people all the time saying, drink water, it's gonna change your life, it'll improve your skin, it'll give you great credit score, you know. And hearing that, we all wanna drink more water, but it's really difficult. And I know for a long time I really struggled with drinking a lot of water. I think it came from elementary school and seeing kids put their literal mouths over the entire faucet and suck on it. And I was like, I'm never gonna drink because I don't wanna go up to one of those. But now that we're adults and we're in our own house, we can have a clean faucet. So drink lots of water from your clean faucet. I found for me, especially in this time, my climate, I'm from Southern California, but not super hot Southern California, so I'm not like craving water all the time, but I really made drinking water into a habit because of my COVID anxiety. I found that every single time I went to the store, I'd come home and I'd be like, I have a fever, I'm short of breath, I have a cough, I'm dying of COVID, But in that moment, there's nothing you can do. You just have to wait till the next day, see if you feel the same. And so drinking water was something I could do to manage my anxiety because it was something that I could do and say, yes, I'm doing something. I'm drinking water. I'm like, drinking water! So drink water. And once it becomes a habit, then it's super easy. Now I drink about 1 to 2 giant Starbucks cups an hour, and I just always have it with me. And the straw too helps you just like, it's there, so you wanna, right? Part 2 of physical health is get moving and get some exercise. I know exercise is this gigantic thing, and it is so difficult, but it is very important in quarantine when we are just sitting down all the time to get up and get moving. So I found for me, walking is the best way for me to get my exercise. I just get up and I go for a walk around the block, and I have my literal steps in for the day. Exercising on a regular basis, I found is very difficult for me because I will be on track and I'll be like, yes, I'm doing this, I'm doing it. And I'll be tracking it in my journal and like, yes, results. And then one day I'll just miss it and I'll just feel terrible and I'll never want to get up and try ever again. So being very regimented with my exercise doesn't work for me. Maybe it works for you. I found that walking every other day is something that I can commit to, and it's something I can be forgiving with. And walking, you just get up and you do it. You don't have to get into a special outfit, you just go. Going on a walk is a great time to listen to music, catch up on podcasts, or just enjoy some silence that might be missing in your everyday routine. Just getting out in nature, seeing some green. So going on a walk is a great time to not only get in your exercise, but also have a change of environment. And when you're walking, remember to wear a mask for safety, and also so that you can sing along and talk to yourself and no one will know because they can't see your mouth. And the final section, section 3, is mental health and balance, and it's divided into 3 parts, which make the acronym FFA not like the Farming Association. It just happened to work out that way. So it stands for food, friends, and activities. Part 1 is food. I suggest treating yourself to one dessert food at least once a week. So whether that be takeout, an extra serving of carbs or your favorite food, or a literal dessert, an ice cream, a brownie, an Oreo, treating yourself to a food, your mouth is a direct channel to your soul. So treating your body is a great way to show yourself that you are worth it and you deserve a dessert, girl. I know that food can be a place where a lot of us experience a lot of rigidity, and there's a lot of strict rules about what is appropriate behavior for eating and how much you allow yourself to eat. And so I think once a week, practicing some organized chaos and just breaking those rules is a good practice. You have to live on the edge sometimes. Part 2, friends. Try to consciously reach out to at least one friend once a week. Organize a FaceTime call, a phone call, something COVID safe to connect with your friends at least once a week to keep those connections strong. I like to organize it on the weekend so then I have something to look forward to during the very difficult school week. For a lot of reasons, I've realized that I do not often reach out to my friends, and I just like to sit in a bubble and be like, I'm so loud all the time, which I think we can all relate to. But having a quota for me saying at least once a week I have to hang out or talk to one of my friends, it helps me make sure that I'm staying connected to the people that I care about, because we're not seeing them every day and we're missing so much of what makes a healthy social life. So having those organized times at least once a week helps keep you socially healthy. And part 3, activities. For me as a creative person, the activities section of my mental health pie is very large and very important. So set aside time, I would say about an hour at least a week, when you can do either a hobby or something that's just for fun. So I like to craft, I like to make YouTube videos. So once a week I do that. And it helps me keep in line my priorities. Often I find that I cut my hobbies to continue to serve school, which is not a healthy behavior. And so it helps me keep in mind and keep in focus what is important to me. As well, another easy way to find an activity is club meetings. I am part of theater club at my school, and I know every week I'm like, I can't go. I need to drop out. This is too much of a commitment. I just can't do it. And then every week I go, and that's my activity for the week, and I'm able to connect with other peers and participate in an activity that I love, theater. And I always walk away going, I wish there were more meetings in one week. So connecting with an activity that you enjoy, it's something non-essential, but you commit to it every week to show yourself, again, you are worth it. And those are my 2021 survival tips. I hope you employ some of these, and if you have any other tips that you want to share, maybe your favorite leafy green, comment them down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more fun content, see how I'm implementing these strategies into my life, into my daily life. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next week.